Alright, lesson 7.5. We will solve linear systems of equations algebraically. And I apologize for the glare. It's a little early in the morning. Alright, so we're going to do it algebraically this time. We have done it graphically, we've used combinations, we've used substitution, and now we're going to do it algebraically. So I want you to take a moment and pause your screen and read this scenario. It should look very familiar when you're finished reading. Okay? And I'll read it out loud. The Power Gym offers two different membership plans. Members who choose Plan A must pay $30 initial fee plus an additional $90 per month. Members who choose Plan B must pay $120 initial fee plus an additional $45 per month. So before we go any farther, let's get the important information, okay? We know that Plan A is a $30 initial fee plus $90 per month, okay? And then we have Plan B, which is going to be $120 plus a $45 per month, okay? Already, this is a system because we have two different things that we're comparing. We have a Plan A and a Plan B. Yes, they all go to Powerhouse Gym, but it's two different plans that we're going to be able to look at. Let the cost of the total gym membership, Y, equal the number of months a person is a member of X for both plans. Write the system of equations for the two gyms. Graph the system on the grid below. Remember where this question came from? It's coming from your midterm, which you're taking right now. So you've seen this question before. I want you to take a minute and I want you to write the system of equations. Write the equation for Plan A and the equation for Plan B. You know how to do that very simply. The rest of the question asks, after how many months of membership would both plans have cost the same amount? Well, we're going to take it step at a time, okay? Let's write your equations first, all right? And here they are. I hope you did that. Plan A, C is equal to 90M plus 30. Plan B is C equals 45M plus 120. Okay? Based on your midterm, you already know that the answer is 2 months, that they cost the same. Okay? You either did that through guess and check, or you graphed them and you found the solution, and you didn't even know what you were doing. You just knew how this kind of had to work. So some of you did guess and check and you figured out that the cost was going to be the same at 2 months, and then some of you graphed it. I'm going to show you how to do it algebraically now that we're actually in systems and we know what all of this stuff means. So algebraically, here I have C is equal to this amount, and here I have C is equal to this amount. Well, algebraically is almost the same thing as substitution, because I know C right here. Well, doesn't this tell me C is equal to that? So can't I take this whole thing and input it for C? I mean, that's what it's telling me. C is equal to this and C is equal to that. So algebraically simply means setting the two equal to each other. Okay? So we want to know what M is going to equal when I set these two equal to each other. Because here I have C is equal to, here I have C is equal to. That means I can take these two equations, simply sub this in for C, and now they're set equal to each other. Now instead of having two variables to solve for, I only have one. And here's the big key. You can solve it like a two-step equation. Okay? Because you know how to isolate the variable. So what I'm going to do is, I'm here at this screen. I want you to take a minute, pause the video, and you isolate M. How are you going to move things? Who has to move from side to side? What would you do? So go ahead and pause that and do that now. Alright, you're back. I hope you've solved and you found this M is equal to 2. Okay? Because we already know the answer is 2. 2 months. Here's what I want you to think about as you're going through it. So I have 45M here and I have 90M here. I don't know about you, but I'm not really a fan of negatives. I like to keep everything positive. So kind of run through it in your mind. If I do minus 90M here and I do minus 90M here, what's going to happen to my M values? They're going to go negative, and I don't like that. So what I want to do is I want to take away this 45M because I can take away 45M from this side. And that's what this looks like here. These are going to cancel. and I'm going to be left with a positive m still, which is what I want. Okay? So now we're left here. Now I have the variable on one side and a number on the other, but I still have this plus 30 who's on the wrong side. I need to get rid of that because I want m by itself. So how do I get rid of a positive 30? Yeah, you subtract 30 from both sides. Minus 30 minus 30. You know that this is going to cancel. And now I have 45m is equal to 90. This is a simple one-step equation. You know what to do. What's the inverse of multiplication? Division. M is equal to 2. So, to go back to the question, at how many months are both going to cost the same? Because we set them equal to each other, so we want to know where they're going to be equal at. Well, these two plans are going to be equal at 2, and M stood for months. So they're at 2 months. Well, we know from studying systems that our solutions are expressed as a ordered pair. Well, right now I only have the M or X value, which is 2. So now that we know it's 2 months, what's going to be that cost? We know that they're going to cost the same at 2 months, but what is that actual cost? So if we know that M is 2, what can we do? We can plug in 2 for M. And honestly, does it matter which one it goes into? No, because they should both be the same. Okay, so I want you to pause, and I want you to actually plug it in to both equations and see what you get. And here you go. You should see that the answer is 210. So what does that mean in terms of our problem? It's awesome that we went through and did all of this math, but unless you know what it means in terms of the problem, it's not going to do you any good. So here we go. Write your answer as the ordered pair, and there's our ordered pair. Now tell me what that means. At 2 months, both plans are going to cost $210. At 2 months, both plans are going to cost $210. Now, here's kind of a question for you that I want you to think about. Go back to our equations here. What if I only wanted to go to the gym for 1 month? Which plan should I go with? Should I go with plan A or plan B? I hope you're saying A, because if I only go for 1 month, my upfront cost is much less. Okay? So let's see, 90 times 1 is 90, plus 30 is 120. If I go with plan B and I only go 1 month, 45 times 1 is 45. 45 plus 120 is 165. So this plan B is going to cost me more if I only go 1 month. 1 month I should go with plan A. What about 3 months? Which plan should I go with? You're right, I should go with plan B. Now, we solved this algebraically by setting them equal to each other, which algebraically is also known as substitution, because all we did was sub this equation in for C. Okay? So it's not really a new technique. Here I want you to pause, and I want you to practice one on your own. Read the scenario, and then solve. You are offered 2 different summer jobs, and you need to decide which one will pay the most money. The first job, a camp counselor position, pays $200 up front plus $7 per hour. The second job, a cashier position at a sporting goods store, pays $10 an hour. So you don't get any money up front, you just get $10 an hour. So again, we need to know what's important. Job 1, and then job 2. Okay? Here we go. Write your 2 equations. What'd you get? There they are. Now that we know this, we can solve this algebraically, or if y is equal to this and y is equal to this, we can just set these 2 equal to each other. There we go. 10x is equal to 200 plus 7x. Solve for x. X is equal to 66 2/3. Now this didn't come out to be a pretty answer. Well, what is that? 66 2/3. What does that mean? Well, what did x stand for? X stands for the number of hours. So at 66 2/3 hours, both jobs will make the same amount of money. Well, what is that dollar amount? Where can you put this x value to figure out what that actual dollar amount is? ding, 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 you can take this answer and plug it in for x. Now, I don't know about you, but this equation seems like a little less work, okay? So that's the one I'm going to plug it into. And there it is. Your total earnings will be $666.67. Now, I know that's not a nice number, but that's what it is. So at 66 2/3 hours, both jobs make that amount of money. And here's how you can see that graphically. Look at this. Here, we've done all this work. We've graphed it. We have our total time worked, our total earnings, both equations, and then we look for the solution, which is right here. Now, I want to ask you, which way would be a better way to solve this? Would you want to look at the graph for this answer, or would you want to look at the algebraic method? Which one do you think? I hope that you're saying the algebraic method, because look at how not friendly this number is. This is a fraction, 66 2/3. Okay, if I look at the graph, I am not able to see that. Okay, it's between 60 and 70. I don't really know. Like, actually, it's the solution's down here somewhere. Okay, so I'd have to guess. It's not accurate. And how are you going to find 67 cents on this graph here? It's counting by 100. You can't. Oh, whoopsie. So the point is that there are better methods compared to algebraic and graphically.